Okay, thank you. Good morning, colleagues. Uh, First of all, let me say how glad I am to stand in front of you and to speak on this wonderful topic. And actually, it is a great pleasure to be here. And before I start, let me recognize our teachers who are always thoughtful. And actually, I thank you for preparing this topic. Also, before we start, let us salute Africa, because Africa, it is very great continent, and our topic is, does Africa have a bright future? Of course it has. I strongly agree with this motion. And before I start, let me just comment about what my colleague has said. He said, we don't have a bright future because of our politicians. I can assure you, my brother, when it comes to politics, we can solve it. Of course, we have some politicians who are not honest, but we can solve this problem as soon as possible. And also, you have said about poverty. Now, if you compare Africa, what it was 50 years ago, now it's totally different. Because, you see, in my own country, in 1984, we had a famine in our country. But nowadays, do we still have a famine in Africa? Of course, we don't have. Okay. And the issue of poverty, I think we start fighting poverty. And now we are moving forward in terms of poverty. Because, and actually I really disappointed when my brother has said that Africa has a dark future like our skin. For us, we are proud of our skins, no matter how it is. Okay? But I can assure you, Africa has a bright future for the following things. First of all, I think we always say, before we know where we are going, let us look up where we came from. Now, there is something extraordinary happening in the continent of Africa. You know, the GDP of Africa has multiplied 4.5 times in 10 years. It has never happened in the history of China, Malaysia, and India. Now, by this growth of GDP, I can assure you Africa has a bright future. Now, when it comes to the bright future of Africa, I think the bright future of Africa is certainly based on our youth, our big number of the youth. Because our youth are well educated, as well as enthusiastic, our youth in Africa. I think we can invest our youth in order to transform our continent. And also, our bright future of Africa is certainly based on our national resources. You see, the huge national resources that we have, oil, gold, and many others. I think now, if you take a look at Nigeria, it is largest producer, it's largest producer of oil nowadays. And we have a couple of others, like we have Sudan also produce oil. We have also we have Mozambique and Ghana. We have very many countries that produce oil. And gold, we have Congo, Sudan, Ghana, and many others. I think we can export those national resources in order to bring money, to use that money for education sector, and also to use it for technology sector, because technology is very useful today. So Africa has bright future. There is no doubt on that. And I have never doubt on my mind that Africa doesn't have a bright future. It has, of course. Okay, let me mix remarks. And also, it is our bright future is also based on our unity as we African. Now, as you can see, East Africa Federation. You know, once you are united, like now in East Africa Federation, the currency is stable, the issue of movement has simplified, and also they have very many projects that are still working on in terms of infrastructure and many others. I think once we are united, we can have a bright future of Africa. So, and above all that, we have some countries which are already competing with the world. We have like Seychelles, we have Algeria, Botswana, Gabon. These are countries which are competing with the world in terms of development. In my conclusion, I just wanted to say that don't be disappointed. Africa has a bright future. As long as we are there, we can make Africa to move forward. Thank you so much.
Yes, only one question.
Welcome.
You said that the GDP increased 4 times last 10 years, but it's still we don't have, we are over. You know, when the pandemic happened, or Corona began, that the people that drive, they not have jobs. They always getting they need only money. They don't have. Even you said that there's money countries that use that oil, and I know that but few people they eat that money. You know, they feel yet the politicians eat that money.
Okay. Now, when it comes to Corona didn't affect only Africa. Corona, it affected the whole world. There's no doubt on that. And also, as you have said, our GDP is growing, but we're still having a poverty. Now, government cannot give you money for free. Let me tell you this. Government can collect money in order to develop the country, like to use it in different sectors. Government can use the money to build infrastructure and to bring things that are in need for the population. But they cannot give you money for free, but they can help you. At least they can give you some amount to invest, then you can give it back to the government. But it's also we can move forward. Yeah. Okay, so